Hey guys, so you guys ready for part 2? Because I'm sure am. It's been a while. I haven't read this fanfiction in a week. Been a little busy lately. So hopefully this comes out well. I hope it does. So this time we're going to be a little professional. Got our water. We're gonna be a little bit more chill. Because last time I even though you guys like the over-exaggeration, I feel like it was a little bit too much. Just try to keep professional and get it over with. So, here we go. So, part 2. Come on, Twilight. Tell me that wasn't fun, Spike teased as he walked beside the exasperated mare. Ugh, we have more important things to worry about than who was right and who was wrong, she snapped. Now, what's the next thing on the list? Shaking his head, Spike checked the parchment he was carrying. Weather. It says here there's supposed to be a Pegasus pony named Rainbow Dash clearing the clouds. Oh no. Looking up towards the sky, Twilight observed that the sky was not, in fact, clear of clouds. Well, she's not doing a very good job, is she? Twilight quipped. No sooner has the sarcastic words left her mouth than a rainbow blur crashed into her, sending her tumbling across the road. It was several moments before Twilight realized she had ended up face down in a puddle of dirty water with another pony heaped on top of her. When she heard the pony giggle playfully, it further dawned on her what position they had happened to land in. A rainbow-colored tail hung down on her face, meaning the pony's other end was... Twilight's head stopped spinning immediately as she felt a rough tongue slurp at her pussy. Hey, you've been to Sweet Apple Acres, haven't you? Caught completely off guard, Twilight could only lie there bewildered. What? Huh? The pony on top of her chuckled. You taste like apples back here. She took another lick before adding, oh yeah, I'm Rainbow Dash. Finally regaining her composure, Twilight struggled to get out from under the Pegasus, but Rainbow Dash refused to cooperate. What the heck is going on here? Get off of me, Twilight yelled angrily. Holding her down, Rainbow Dash laughed again. You aren't going anywhere until I've had some fun with you. Then, pushing Twilight's hind legs apart even further, she buried herself in the irate mare's pussy. Determined not to be so easily pulled into another sexual encounter, Twilight twisted and turned, but Rainbow Dash had her pinned. Spike, she cried desperately, get this crazy pony off me! Beside them, Twilight smiled and shrugged. Gosh, Twilight, what can I do? I'm only a helpless little baby dragon after all. You're a bitch, Spike. You're such a bitch. Dash happily pushed her tongue deep into Twilight's slit before flicking it over the mare's sensitive clit. You can't fool me, you naughty little pony. I can taste the cum in you. I'll bet you're a total slut. She said as she licked her lips. Trying one last thing, Twilight asked, aren't you supposed to be clearing the clouds out of the sky? But Rainbow Dash just shrugged off. Yeah, the blue Pegasus replied. I'll get it done just as soon as I'm done with you. Twilight tried and failed to stifle a moan as she felt Dash's tongue run along the sensitive lips of her slit again. Resigned to her fate, the mare tried to hide the pleasure she was feeling as she said, fine, you win. The spunky Pegasus didn't even stop to acknowledge her victim's consent. Instead, she probed deeper into the unicorn's folds, withdrawing with a large dollop of semen on her tongue. Although Dash preferred to play with other mares, even she recognized the distinctive taste of the potent seed. Big Mac really filled you up, didn't he? She said as she smacked her lips. I love the taste of freshly fucked cunt. I'm gonna run out of water at this point. When she had her fill, Dash jumped off of Twilight. Roll over and we can have some real fun, you slutty little pony. No. No, I can do this. She commanded playfully. Although Twilight told herself she was only going along with this to speed things up, secretly she was eager to see what would happen next, she obeyed. Turning around, Dash laid down on top of Twilight once more, her blue pussy hanging just above the mare's face as she went back to eating her out. Hesitating only for a moment, Twilight gave the dripping slit an experimental lick. The taste was enticing as she soon found herself lapping at it hungrily. Hungrily? Why? Oh my god. As she attempted to emulate the technique Dash was using on her, the Pegasus began to grind her wet sex against Twilight's mouth, encouraging the inexperienced mare to work harder. Dash's body shook in ecstasy as Twilight's tongue flicked back and forth across her clit. Okay, stop. That's enough, moaned Dash, rising and stepping away from Twilight again. Are we done? Asked Twilight, feeling disappointed in spite of herself. Dash left. Of course not. Now it's time for the big finish. Twilight laid there, curious, as Dash sat down between her hind legs, laying one of them over her body so that the two ponies' wet pussies were in direct contact with one another. Then the Pegasus began to gyrate her lower body, grinding her slit against Twilight. Come on, do it with me. Fuck. Why? The feeling of Dash's private smashed against her made Twilight burn with pleasure. Awkwardly, she attempted to match her partner's motions. After a little bit of practice, the two ponies had matched their rhythms. They laid together in the middle of the road, twisting and grinding against each other and moaning erotically. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that. They're in the middle of the fucking road, and then they decide, fuck it, let's just... Sex, guys, sex. This is what happens. This is sex. That's all I gotta say. As Dash neared her orgasm, her rubbing became increasingly aggressive. Sitting up and wrapping her front legs around one of Twilight's hind legs, she began to buck violently, clinging tightly to Twilight's leg. Dash let out a long, erotic moan and beat her wings feverishly as she came hard. Slick lubrication flowed out of her and into her lover's purple fur as she rubbed herself wantonly, guys, that's a word, against her. Biting her lower lip, Twilight had no choice but to lie still as Dash satted herself on top of her. With one last grunt, Dash stopped shaking and unceremoniously I'm sorry, again, speech, it's really bad for me. Unceremoniously slumped to the ground with her wings fully outstretched. That was awesome. God. She sighed, her eyelids half closed in exhaustion. Although Dash's intense orgasm had helped fuel Twilight's own lust, the unicorn was disappointed and annoyed that she hadn't been able to come as well. In her head, Twilight imagined jumping on top of Dash and using her the same way she had been used, but she was far too reserved to go through with it, let alone admit that she had enjoyed the lesbian lovemaking session at all. Instead, she stood and, after clearing her throat and regaining her composure, said, "I hope you have enough energy left to clear out these clouds out of the sky." Twilight Chastis said her, "God damn it, these words are gonna make me cry, I swear." Twilight Chastis said her. Dash was completely oblivious to her post-orgasmic bliss. However, yeah, I'll do it. Just give me a little bit, she responded, brushing Twilight off. It took quite a bit more cajoling, but at last, Dash made good on her promise. As boastful as she was, Twilight had to admit that the spunky Pegasus was quite skilled. I tried. I really tried. I was like, I can say that in a nice narrator, but I can't. Nah, that's too much. I'm almost out of water. Was quite skilled. In just moments, the overcast sky was clear as a bell. Ready to continue on her way, Twilight found Spike loitering near with a hard-on in his hand. "I hope you enjoyed the show," she spat at him. The baby dragon blushed and shrugged meekly, but didn't protest as Twilight led the way onward. That's it? Wait, that's it? That was short. That was way shorter than the first part. The first part got me fucked up. I mean, I'm being serious. The first part got me fucked up. There's no way. Wait, what time we at? That's only 11 minutes. I could read part 3 right now. I'm gonna read part 3 right now. I still got water. I'm good to go. Alright, here we go. I think we're going into the pattern we're going into Fluttershy now. No. We're going to Rarity. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not looking forward to this. Alright, here we go. As Twilight stepped into the celebration hall, one thing became immediately apparent. The decor was absolutely fabulous. The room was festooned with a cavalcade of colorful Cavalcade of colorful ribbons, banners, streamers, and flowers, and the golden balustrades had all been polished to a lustrous sparkle. It was a room that was certainly fit for a princess. Spike's mouth hung agape, but his attention was fixed on a different beauty, the unicorn completely absorbed in her selection of ribbons. Spike was positively drooling over the enchanting pony. "She's beautiful," Twilight rolled her eyes at the love-struck dragon. When Twilight had tried to introduce herself, however, the unicorn politely brushed her off before continuing to her work. "Just a moment, please. I'm in the zone, as it were." Her horn sparkled as she put the finishing touches on the sparkling red bow she was trying to the shining golden column. "Why, Rarity, you are a talent," she said to herself as she admired her work. All smiles, the charming unicorn then turned to greet her visitors. It wasn't until that moment that Twilight realized just what an embarrassing state she was in. Her tussle with Rainbow Dash out in the street had left her a complete mess. Not only had the muddy water stained her coat and mated her mane, but her fur was still somewhat moist from Dash's feminine juices. And what more, she stank of sex. No! Oh my stars, darling! Rarity gasped in alarm. "Whatever happened to you?" Before Twilight could think of an excuse, however, she continued with a huff and a flick of her luxurious purple mane. "Wait, I know. It was that dreadful Rainbow Dash, wasn't it? She assaulted you right in the middle of the road, didn't she?" Does this happen daily? That she just knows this? I guess so. Twilight responded with an uneasy smile and a shrug. "Oh, don't worry about that," she laughed nervously. "I'm just here to check out the decorations for the banquet, and things seem to be coming along nicely, so I'll just—" "Oh, no, my dear," Rarity interrupted her. "This simply will not do at all. Come with me at once." As much as Twilight was loath to be delayed yet again, she also realized that she desperately needed to clean up. Giving only a token amount of protest, she allowed the gorgeous unicorn to practically push her out of the door and lead her across town to her salon, with the enamored Spike following closely behind them. After a quick bath and makeover, Twilight was feeling much more relaxed than she had been all day. "I feel so much better now, thank you," Twilight said gratefully as she looked at herself in the large salon mirror. "I am on a schedule, however, and I really have to be going now." But Rarity wouldn't hear of it. "Nonsense, darling. I couldn't possibly let you leave yet." Twilight gave her a questioning look as she continued. "Let me guess. Rainbow Dash pounced upon you and, thinking only of herself, let you completely unsatisfied." Raising her nose high in the air, the unicorn laid a sympathetic hoof on Twilight. "Don't worry, Rarity has just the thing for you." Is it dildo? It's a dildo. I'm waiting on it. We got stallion action. We got lesbian action. We just need some dildo action. And this is like the perfect fanfiction for anybody. It's gotta be. Alright, let's continue. With a sparkle of magic, the top drawer of the cabinet in front of Twilight slid open to reveal the largest assortment of sex toys she had ever seen. I fucking knew it. God damn it. God damn it. You couldn't be a little bit more creative, writer. You couldn't have been a little bit more creative. I just knew it. Why? Oh my god. I'm almost out of water. No. Okay. Let's continue. Strap-ons, dildos, vibrators of all different sizes, shapes, and colors were all laid out neatly before her. Rolling her eyes, Twilight groaned, "Oh no, not you too!" Behind her, Spike did his best to suppress his laughter. "Come now, dear, I know how frustrating it is to be left unsatisfied," Rarity said as she looked through her collection, "but we can fix that little problem, can't we?" "Aha! This will do wonderfully." Using her magical powers, Rarity levitated a thick, double-ended dildo out of the drawer. "I dare say this will do wonderfully for both of us." For both of us. That deserves a sip. A little sip right there for the big beans. The rubbery toy. I tried. What? What was I? I'm just thinking of like the fucking big dildos from like Saints Row 3 right now. Like the fucking flip sleeves. Oh no, there's so much description in this. There really is. Alright. The rubbery toy flew through the air, one end pointing purposely towards Twilight's rear. Rarity placed a gentle hoof on her shoulder. "Lift your tail, dear," she instructed. Twilight looked over to her shoulder, sizing up the double-ended horsecock dildo and deciding whether she should bolt out of the salon or do as she had been told. To her utter embarrassment, she realized that her pussy had moistened at the thought of letting this pretty unicorn get her off. Twilight lifted her tail obediently, and the dildo slid its way into her waiting slit. Seeing that her new friend was willing, Rarity nodded in satisfaction before trotting around and standing with her back towards Twilight, then raised her tail to reveal the delicate folds of tender pink pussy, and carefully backed up against the other end of the sex toy. As the thick rubber shaft slid into her inch by inch, Rarity let out a series of tiny sighs and moans, culminating in one final cry of satisfaction when her rear end bumped against Twilight's. The two ponies stood together, ass to ass. The double dildos shared equally between them. Rarity's purple tail flicked against Twilight's flank provocatively. "Doesn't this feel marvelous, darling? So much better than that British Rainbow Dash, I'm sure. Rarity said as she began to rock back and forth. The dildo worked its way in and out of the pretty mare's pussy, the gentle movement stimulating Twilight at the same time. Twilight bit her lip and found herself matching the Rarity's thrust and gyrations with her own. The two ponies could each feel every moment of the other made through the shared sex toy, and they soon found their paces quickening as they drove each other to further heights of ecstasy. Twilight allowed herself to be lost in the erotic feeling of this shared masturbation. She pressed back against Rarity as hard as she could, and in turn felt Rarity pressing back against her. The dildo disappeared entirely as the ponies rubbed up against each other. Twilight moaned as she felt her cunt spread wide around the thick rubber toy, rubbed directly against Rarity's cunt, stretched around the same shaft. Oh yes! I said that straight. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I said that without laughing too hard. Oh yes, Rarity cried, momentarily losing her ladylike composure. Rub your ass. I can't say that. I can't say that with a straight face. Rub your ass against me, you little pony slut. Then remembering herself, she held her head and gave a small ahem. It was then that Rarity noticed Spike standing in the corner of the room by himself. The young was attempting to hide his massive erection. Hi, Spike said dumbly, trying to overcome his embarrassment. Rarity smirked and backed him over. With hearts in his eyes, the smitten dragon nearly floated across the room and stood before her. If you wanted to join us, dear, why didn't you just say so? Rarity scolded him. I never leave such a handsome young man out. Ooh, smooth like butter, bitch. Smooth like butter. Spike's cheeks burned at the praise, causing Rarity to laugh and bat her eyes in a flirting manner. Then she lowered her head and daintily stole a taste of his salty pre-cum from the tip of his cock. The pony's long tongue snaked out along the underside of Spike's hard member before she moved to take it into her mouth entirely. Spike gripped the sides of Rarity's head and began to When I said that at first, I stuttered. I couldn't believe I read that. I really couldn't believe I read that. Spike gripped the sides of Rarity's head and began to fuck her face, not entirely sure that he wasn't dreaming. Twilight, meanwhile, was still grinding herself against the sex toy in Rarity's ass. She eyed the drawer still hanging open in front of her, and her gaze fell upon a smaller, smooth rod. Although she never used one before, she recognized it as a vibrator. No, I need a drink. This is it, guys. I got no water. That water over there is like old as fuck. I swear to God, like I ain't drinking warm water. I only drink the fresh Fuji water. Like, I have standards. Her unicorn horn began to glow as she tried to focus on lifting it up into the air. Twilight pulled away from Rarity momentarily as the while I'm reading, I'm trying to picture it, and it's like so stupid. It's so stupid. I'm sorry, let me read that again, because it's really funny. Twilight pulled away from Rarity momentarily as the vibrator flew, somewhat shakingly, through the air, coming to a rest suspended in between the two ponies. Then Twilight thrust back violently, burying half of the toy in her ass and causing the other half to be pushed into Rarity's eyes shot wide open at the unexpected anal intrusion as she moaned around Spike's cock as the rod began to vibrate. I'm just picturing that. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! What the fuck? I'm trying to picture that. That's so. Let me continue. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. The W stimulation from the dildo in her pussy and the vibrator in her ass made Twilight's insides churn and her knees weak. "I'm gonna come," she cried out. Rarity's mouth was too full to answer, so instead she wiggled her butt behind against Twilight encouragingly. Lubrication gushed from both of their pussies, mingling together and soaking into each other's fur. The two unicorns came, long and hard, together. Rarity's mouth clamped down around Spike's cock like a vest, while her tongue swirled around the dragon's shaft. She was determined to milk every bit of cum out of him before her own orgasm was finished. Spike grabbed Rarity's horn as he humped the unicorn's hungry mouth. Rarity barely had time to taste his first spurt as it rocketed down her throat. Then her mouth began to fill with the thick, warm fluid. Spike was clasped to her face, panting as she swallowed it all, careful not to waste even a single drop. When she had sucked him dry, she let his cock slip free and kissed the head tenderly. But after several minutes of passion and lust, Twilight's orgasm began to fade. She felt her legs give out from under her as she collapsed onto the floor. The sex toy slid out of the two mares with a wet pop, 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 pop. Like that. Oh, stupid! Also falling to the floor. Rarity turned and, lifting the large double dildo back into the air with her magic, began to lick at the juices coating it. "Oh, what an exotic taste," Rarity said, licking her lips daintily. "Your juices taste almost as sweet as mine do, dear." Once Twilight had recovered, Rarity insisted on helping her clean up for a second time. "Please, your delicious little behind is possibly drenched," she insisted, and Twilight relented. As Rarity pampered her, Spike approached with his checklist. "Should I check this one off then?" he asked. "Check what?" Twilight said, momentarily confused. Then she snapped back to reality. "The checklist! Of course! I'm still a character!" She no, she didn't say that. She said, "The checklist, of course!" She nodded matter-of-factly. "Yes, the decorations are coming along just fine, I think." And then it was time to move on. As the two walked out of the salon, Rarity waved after them with a mischievous glint in her eyes. "Do come again, both of you. I got so many bridals that would look simply ravishing on you." I'm done. That's it. The part 4 is a biggie. Part 4 is a biggie. Part 4. Yeah. Part 4 is a biggie. Alright. So, you got a two-parter, guys. Because the second part sucked dick. I mean, it sucked dick. That's why Rainbow Dash really is a suck. God damn it. God damn it. Like, I don't know. I got one more part. It's really long. Gotta save that for the next video. But before I go, let me just tell you guys. Just again, like, even though I posted a comment on the success of what's going on with the channel on my Brony Mix, I just want to say right now, oh my god, thank you. Just thank you. One of the achievements for the question thing is how many subscribers. And I already reached the achievement for that, but I might even reach the other achievement up to 400 up to the 400 subscribers points, cuz you guys are just that awesome. I just wow. You guys support, your guys' enthusiasm, I just love it. I really do love it. And I'm just happy I can entertain you guys as much as I can. You guys are absolutely the best. Absolutely. And I'll do whatever it takes to get all these achievements for your entertainment. So again, if you liked it, leave a like. And I'll hopefully see you in part 4. Bye.